Okay, and welcome back. Thank you for letting us start a little bit early with our first act. A couple of things. Firstly, can I just give a gentle reminder, this is a listening venue, so if you want to talk with someone beside you or across from you or anyone else, can you take them out to the bar, please? If you want to do that while the performers are performing. In the breaks, of course, please talk as much as you like. But we have a reputation of being Brisbane's best listening venue, and that's because we respect the music and don't talk while we are performing. Secondly, as you probably observed, I'm on my never-ending campaign to improve dress standards in folk clubs. It's a fairly fruitless campaign, I've got to accept, but I continue to do my best and turn up in shirt and tie and coat. So, for our next performance, we have Simon over there on the left, who's been part of Brisbane's folk scene since he moved here in 1992. He's played in numerous Celtic and world music bands, sung in musicals, world music and gospel choirs, and several a cappella groups such as his current trio, the Pleasant Kookals. Tonight, with the help of past and present bandmates, he's going to perform a selection from his new album, Moon in the Street, which is a retrospective of songs and tunes that he's written over almost 40 years. The album hasn't been released as a CD, like many of us who can't afford to do that these days. It's available on the Bandcamp website, and Simon tells me that he will tell you how to get hold of it, with details out at the front desk. The proceeds will all go to charity. So would you please give the enormous, usual, wonderful, warm welcome for Simon Wells and his many, many friends who'll be coming up here tonight. Thank you, Simon. Take it away.
Thanks, Ian. Thanks, everybody. Well, without further ado, we're just going to go straight into some jigs. tracks from my new album. And I'll be playing with past and present bandmates. Sebastian and Martin, I used to play with him 25 years ago in a band called Malarkey, and you'd know them more recently from the Jar and their present outfit, which is the Stowaways. Pete McNeil over there on the end, I play with him up in the Sunshine Coast with the Molly Maguires. What we just played was some jigs which we recorded, Malarkey recorded 23 years ago in an evening lounge room, very improvised recording setup. The first jig was Martin's, it was called the Malarkey jig, and which I think you must have written in honour of the band, wasn't it? Yeah. And then there were two of mine, and so I'm not going to bother you with the names of them. We're going to move on. Oh, I should say one more thing. On that recording, which is the first track of the CD, Terry Jacob, whom a lot of you will know as well, he was on there as well. Terry doesn't do much travelling at night, so he didn't come along to play with us. So we've got Pete to fill in. But shout out to Terry if you're listening on the Facebook, Terry. Right, we're going to move on to four more of my tunes. We're going to start off with a waltz, which is the oldest composition on the CD. I wrote it in 1985, one very hot summer night in Adelaide, out on the back veranda, so I called it the Veranda Waltz. And then three reels. Time is against us tonight, so I won't go into the history of them, except that the last tune is called Moon in the Street. And that's the tune from which the album takes its title. One night in about 2006, I think it was, I woke up in the middle of the night restless, and I went out into the front yard of my house in West End, half asleep. And I looked up the street, and there was the yellow moon rising out of the road, amazing, framed between the houses and the telegraph poles and the palm trees. A most unlikely, a rare sight. And I'd just written this tune. It didn't have a name, so I thought, okay, that's the name of the tune. Right, so Pete and Martin are going to take it away with Veranda Waltz. big hand for Martin and Sebastian and Peter, because they're disappearing. They're disappearing for a moment, and there's a changing of the guard, and my mates from the Pleasant Kukels are coming up, Mick and Mark. We're going to get into some song.
Coming through. You're right. You're right. No, pero tiempo no. Ahí va la.
Right, okay. How are we going? Is that all right? Okay. I'm going to start off with a serious song. I don't write many of them. Usually I just go for parody. But this song just came to me as songs tend to do. Some people just write songs. I'm the sort of person that songs just come out of nowhere. Anyway, 10 years ago I went down to be part of a protest camp against the coal mine in Western New South Wales. And at the same time I happened to be listening to a song called The Blue Diamond Mines, an Appalachian song. I listened to it over and over, pretty hypnotic, and which is a song about the social effects of coal mining in that part of the United States. And after a few days at the protest camp and listening to what was happening to the farmers and what was happening in the nearby town of Narrabri, this song just happened. So this is called For the Mine. I remember the days, the time-honored ways, when this country was worked for all. The land was used, and each paid their due. Took what was needed no more. For the mines, for the mines, for the black and coal mine, they're selling out tomorrow's away. For the mines, for the mines, for the black and coal mine, only thinking of profits today. Deep in the earth, riches are found, lie underground. They say to be a crime to leave them all there. The more fossil fuels burn, the more that they earn. It's not their profits that make this world turn. For the mines, for the mines, for the gas and coal mine, they're selling out tomorrow's away. For the mines, for the mines, for the gas and coal mine, only thinking of profits today. From deep in the earth, the mines slake their thirst. They take more than the land can sustain. But when the water gets low, or poison below, who'll fill up those tables again? For the mines, for the mines, for the gas and coal mine, they're selling out tomorrow's away. For the mines, for the mines, for the gas and coal mine, only thinking of profits today. local business cave in, to fly out, fly in. They don't look after their own, and women don't feel safe in what should be their space. There's a social fabric being torn. For the mines, for the mines, for the gas and coal mines, they're selling out tomorrow's away. For the mines, for the mines, for the gas and coal mines, only thinking of profits today. That dirty black gold will leave a stain on your soul. Its dust will darken your door. Snow, it's dividing the towns. It's no jewel in no crown. It's more like a wound, a sick spreading sore. For the mines, for the mines, for the gas and coal mines, they're selling out tomorrow's away. For the mines, for the mines, for the gas and coal mines, only thinking of profits today. Only thinking of profits today. This is complicated. It's like Pitt Street or Queen Street. People coming and going. Right, okay. That same experience being part of the protest camp near the coal mine also produced another song, and I wrote half of it whilst I was locked to an enormous excavator. When I went down there, I hadn't decided to sort of get arrested or do anything like that. I just wanted to have a look and help out a bit. But after 4 days of cooking lentils and sitting around the communal campfire, I decided that it was about time I did my bit for the cause. Next thing I know, I'm being led through the bush at 2 a.m. by camp organisers and then locked to an enormous machine. Then as I shivered and watched the glow of the door approach very, very slowly over the mountains, a funny John Dengate song came to me, which is also a song about waiting. And as usual with me, I just decided to use it. And I started composing this song just to keep my mind off being cold. And by the end of the day, after I'd been arrested and taken into town and bailed and everything, I had a whole song, so there you go. Now, oh, that's right, I've got to de-tune for this. So, yeah, right. So I'm going to take the flat, but it'll do. The old tuner's not working right. Well, I'm waiting, waiting for that sluggish old sun to rise. It's damn jolly cold out here, saving the world. Thought I'd be arrested by 5. I've been lured here by radical greens. They brainwashed me, fed me on beans. They subverted my will, marched me right up this hill. Now I'm locked to an enormous machine. Oh, I'm waiting, waiting for security guards to appear. I guess that they'll snigger at me just hugging the digger. Someone's gotta get me off here. Well, the security chief is a con. He says, you're not the sort that'd lock on. That's for ferals and misfits and those sort of dipsticks. I tell him, dream on, mate, dream on. Well, I'm waiting for the police rescue squad man. Oh, cramping and hungry, hypothermic and hungry. I just want a nice warm paddy van. Well, the nice police lady drove round and round. She took the scenic route back to town. Every pothole and bump, every shudder and thump, I felt in me arse or me crown. Well, now I'm waiting at the cop shop for miles of red tape. There's forms by the reams to sign. Not many trees we'll find will get saved at this pace. They said, now sign this form because we're taking your hat. Now sign this one because we're giving it back. Sign this one, sign these in triplicate, please. Sign your bail form and hit the road, Jack. Oh, I'm waiting. Oh, a lift back to the camp would be good. Oh, why aren't they here? I hope they bring beer. And I've got a date with some greasy fast food. Thank you. Okay, Martin and Sebastian and Pete, where are you? You're back on duty. We've got more tunes. Okay. About 13, 14 years ago, I was in a trio called Kia Rua with an uilleann piper, Chris Clarkson, and fiddler David McDonald, who's in every Irish band in town. That is, you all know David anyway. We were called Kia Rua because it means, in Irish, it means red music or red-headed music, and both of those two fellas are redheads. With me, it was a historical reference. Anyway, we recorded a set of polkas that we used to play together, and we're going to play them now. Chris and David can't be here tonight, so the Malachi lads and Peter are going to do the job. The first two are mine, and I wrote them for my paternal grandparents, who were well-known musicians and community musicians and music teachers on the New South Wales Central Coast. And so I called them after them. First one's called Old Dick's Polka, that was my grandfather, and Nana's Polka. And the last one, which we always played with it, and it's on the recording, was one of Chris's called The Winter Deluge. So away we go. Right, Seb, take it away. Another big hand, please, for Sebastian, Martin and Pete. I had to learn, or in some cases relearn, those tunes. I've gone to a lot of them. Okay. How many of you have had a song written about you or dedicated to you? Oh, there's one. Oh, good on you. This is a song that I dedicated to, actually, is Vince here tonight? Vince Morgan, are you in the house? No? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay, right. So this is a song dedicated to Vince Morgan, who is the best Belfast brickie in Logan City. I think that's safe to say. Vince is a banjo player, and I got to know him through Irish music. And then in, I don't know when it was, about 15 years ago, I was prevailed upon to go and work for him as his labourer on his brickie gang in the summer holidays between teaching gigs. And what an experience that was. It was great. And a song came out of it. So this time the song that I repurposed or recycled was McAlpine's Fusiliers, an old Dubliners song written by Dominic Bean, but the Dubliners made it famous. I thought Vincey deserves a song. He was a mixture of sort of entertainer and benevolent tyrant. Working for him was an experience. Great guy, very generous, but slightly chaotic. Okay. Bit more up here, please, Mark, if you don't mind. Yep. Okay. So it was in the summer of 2008. I could barely buy a drink. Me funds were heading out of town and me for Centrelink. But I got a chance to earn a quid with the famous RUCC. That's the Royal Ulster Concreting Company. But I never suspected what a job of work was waiting there for me. Well, out of the truck came Morgan's men. They were hungover, underslept and raw, with broken boots, no arse in their guts. They rubbed their eyes to face the morning's toil, to unload the gear. It's ordered they were, with admonitions gruff and very clear. Oh, they feed on mortar, they breathe solid dust, they're Morgan's concrete here. Well, the muck boy strives to churn out. That was me, by the way. I was the muck boy, the bloke who mixed all the concrete. The muck boy strives to churn out the loads, and his legs are creaking with the strain. With the barrow and bowl both filled to overflowing, still they'll fall from behind the pace. When Morgan gets cracking, you'd best be not found slacking. A stream of oath will fly around your ears. For a quiet life done signed by cripes with Morgan's concrete tears. It's time for the tea, old Morgan says with glee. But still our toiling does go on. It's a slow old jug, must have a 40 plug. For 30 minutes more we're building still. And though the lines be set and the mucket be just right, still there'll be a problem, have no fear. No protest he'll brook, he doesn't give up. Big Morgan has concrete ears. Yes, they feed on mortar, they breathe solid dust, they're Morgan's concrete ears. Right. Okay.
On your
Nick and
big
Mark, you're back up. Right. Okay. Now another song. And this one has to do with a certain male condition. No, it's not that one. The song I recycled this time is a song called What You Do With What You've Got by the American songwriter Cy Khan. And one day, many years ago, John Thompson sang it in the Saturday singing session when it was over at the Muddy Farmer in Annerley. And straight after it, he came out with a witty one-liner, which of course is par for the course for John, as you'd know, if you knew John. And I thought, there's a song in that. So there was. So this is a song called Not the Hair You're Born With. Right. Not the hair you're born with, okay. Oh, you must know someone like him, pot-bellied, stunted, mean, body like a walrus, mind not sharp nor keen, sideburns like two feral hedges, twisted, messy, mad. He resorts to comb overs and it all gets rather sad. And it's not the hair you're born with, it's when you lose your hair. It's not how much grows on your face if your scalp is mostly bare. It's not the hair transplant you dream of that you just can't afford. It's how closely you can shave it so the bald spot goes ignored. In all those youthful happy snaps, you look virile, cool, astute, wearing paisley shirts, purple flares, platform heels to boot. Ah, but what use are trendy threads now? It's hair that maketh man. So you splash on the sexy aftershave as much as you can stand. For what's the use of brew cream? What's there left to say? What good's the finest hair oil if there's nothing left to shave? What good's Advanced Hair Studios, Greg Matthews and Shane Warne may well have got all their hair back, but yours is too far gone. This is a retrospective album. Remember that. It's not up to date. Oh, what's the use of a few long strands combed from left to right if a blotchy, purpling, pimpled skull is all that they highlight? I suppose there's always toupees, but you'd look like Elton John. Just accept you're challenged follically, shave off what's left and move on. 'Cause it's not how many products you smear upon the dome, it's more about what you can remove with a number 2 hair comb. What's sprouting from your ears and nose is most of what remains. It's not the hair you're born with, it's how much you can retain. It's not the hair you're born with, it's when you lose your hair. It's not how much grows on your face if your scalp is mostly bare. It's the hair transplant you dream of that you just can't afford. It's how closely you can shave it so the bald spot goes ignored. Right, where's Pete? You got to come back up, Pete, and help us with the next song. This song is also, I guess, I owe it to John Thompson again. This time I've taken one of John's songs, and well, anyway, you can judge what I've done with it. Perhaps I need to beg your forgiveness, John. Anyway, I must have written this around this time that everybody was singing John's song, Time is a Tempest, which, as if you know the song, it's got an irresistible, fantastic chorus. And somehow this sort of morphed into a song about Doctor Who. I can't remember why, but John, I hope this gives you a bit of a chuckle in that great session up there beyond. Now I've just got to find the words again. That's right. Okay, here we go. I mean, I know it, but you know.
You have updated this one as well.
That's right. Yes, we just updated it last week. Got rid of all the 20-year-old references and updated it to now. So this is Life is a TARDIS. If you know the chorus, as I say, sing along. It'll only take you 2 lines. La la, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. Life is a TARDIS and we are time travelers. We are time travelers. We are time travelers. Life is a TARDIS and we are time travelers. We are time travelers all. But watch out for Daleks, 'cause they will exterminate. They will exterminate their astral vermin, mate. Watch out for Daleks, 'cause they will exterminate if they can get down the stairs. There's Doctor Who, Rassilon, Adric and Nissa, Leela and Letha, but none called Melissa. Not to forget Tegan, you cannot miss her, not with that broad Aussie twang. And life is a TARDIS and we are time travelers. We are time travelers. We are time travelers. Life is a TARDIS and we are time travelers. We are time travelers all. But watch out for Davros, 'cause he smells like excrement, hideously ugly, bad speech impediment, got dermatitis and nasty of temperament. We don't like him at all. And life is a TARDIS and we are time travelers. We are time travelers. We are time travelers. Life is a TARDIS and we are time travelers. We are time travelers all. But watch Netanyahu, 'cause he will exterminate, then he'll extenuate, Biden will vacillate. Watch out for Elbow, 'cause he just cooperates. They are war mongrels all. And life is a TARDIS and we are time travelers. We are time travelers. We are time travelers. Life is a TARDIS and we are time travelers. We are time travelers all. Thank you. It's time for our last one now. Jack, it's your turn. It's time for me to say a few thank yous, since this is an album launch. To all the fellas who played and sung with me tonight, thank you. To family and friends who've come along, I really appreciate you being here. Thanks to Mark Smith on sound. As always, he makes it so easy for us to be up here. Mark also recorded and mixed 4 of the tracks on the CD that I did with Mark and Mick. Probably watching on Facebook somewhere out the back of Maloney is Jevon Cole. and he recorded the bulk of the CD, and he was always willing to do that little bit extra that I asked for. So thanks, Jeff. I hope you're listening. 2 other people recorded 3 tracks. Julian Caston, but I don't think Julian's come here tonight. I told him anyway. He recorded them back in 2001. Did a great job. And Murray Gay, who I'm also haven't been able to get hold of. Who knows? He might be watching on Facebook over there. I don't know. He did the polkas. This is not a CD, this album. It's all digital, it's all online. I'm going to have some little flyers up there at the desk where you can go and find where it is. It's on a site called Bandcamp. And the good thing about Bandcamp is you can go on there, you can have a listen for free, I think at least for a couple of times before you have to pay. And you don't have to buy a whole album, you can buy individual tracks. The last song, Mark and I wrote this one about 2007, something like that. And we recorded it with our then quartet blow capella. We put it on the second CD, but by the time we printed the second CD, we'd split up, so it never really got released. This time I thought I'd have another go at it, and I'd record all 5 vocal parts on my own, just for the heck of it, so I did. So, anyway, here, led by Mark Cronin, is Brisbane's version of Lola. I've just got to get the notes.
Well, I met her in the West End health food store as we filled our brown paper bags with crunchy granola, high fiber granola. In the vitamins aisle, I asked her name. She said, "What you think? My mum loved the Kinks, so I'm Lola. L-O-L-A Lola. Mum's a rock and roller." She told me she'd meet me in the Groovy Juice bar. She insisted on taking the bus. I drove my Corolla, oh clapped up Corolla. At the bar she said my aura looked toxic. We drank shots of wheatgrass that tasted just like I pushed it away. I fell to the floor, I gagged and I heaved. She said, "Please have some more." But I made a dash for the toilet door. Well, there's no way that I wanted to stay in that wheatgrass bar. I felt like I caught Ebola, and it cost me $10. Straight will be bent and bent will be straight. It's a mixed up world unless you meditate. Also says well, we drank dip and chai, did yoga all night under a cheesecloth covered lie. Lola smiled and took me by the foot and did some reflexology that hurt quite a lot. Well, I'm not the world's most flexible guy, but oh, her Swedish massage nearly broke my spine. Please stop, Lola. Lola. And she said she was opposed to radiation, but she still talked crap all night on her Motorola. M-O-T-O-Rola. No more Motorola. In my first share house, sleeping on the floor, and I'd never ever met a vegan before. But Lola turned and took me by the hand, balanced my meridians while in a headstand. Well, I'm not the world's most alternative man, but I've given up beef and pork and chicken and spam to be with Lola. La 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 Lola. La 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 Lola. Lola. munching on granola, Jack's on Motorola, Lola. Now we push a stroller, we're still on the Dola, Lola.
Thank you. Thank you, Simon Wells and all of his friends, both up here and down there. Give them another big hand.